Hello, hello. Welcome on back. I am the one and only, the Cosmic Doc. I just still keep feeling a call to talk about those dice. Kind of cool, kind of interesting, and it just adds more, I hope, and vibrationally it's just where it is on what I'm being led to for the conversation. But anyway, like I was like, golly, there's so much energy. My goodness, this is I'm just kind of having to work through it. So again, now it's time to open some new doorways. Let's see some things. Let's show some things. Really step into this new place of alignment. And hey, wow, Tomo, where's the wizard? Okay, yay. All right, back there's good. Woo. All right, but also our minds, our hearts, and our foundation really facing a whole new future. Whole new future face forward and all of that. Yeah. All right. I need to keep going or else, yeah, this is a lot of vibrations. All right. So hopefully everybody can see them. See the nice little colored dice, and we'll see what else that we pull out. But again, we're going to continue with these dice. We've already cleared some things. We'll go with that. Let's see. Whoa, kind of fell over. All right. Let's see, can you see that? I realize that you all are seeing more up top, and I'm seeing up top and kind of halfway around, if you will. However, let's keep it moving. All right. So we have the coming together, or well, obviously wherever there's a two, we're thinking about partnerships, but it also really is just this, it feels very like a spectacular moment. This meeting of worlds that brings about a new destiny. 4 + 6 can bring about perhaps a new foundation, abundance, however that is. And it really will represent in total sort of like 12, all of it added up, which in many ways could represent me and them. The one being, as I say to my students all the time, we all recognize that I am the one. So 1 and 2 being the groups and or the world itself. So then from there, we're looking at, it's interesting because somehow this is, well, I was going to say it has a tower feel again, which I know is over here on the side, but somehow up top, it is, it's interesting because somehow now that, all right, I'll say that somehow it looks angry up top here, just a little bit. It almost is, for me, it was like the dice is altering a little bit, which allows me to have a more textured understanding. And I also seem to feel just these high emotions, but then there's also the flicker of anger. That said, there we are with another partnership, sort of like in the shadows. And then there's this one person, this just, hey, one dot, hanging out there in the shadows, perhaps leading the pack, if we want to look at it that way. And at least on the so-called bottom, it's saying about 9, which is added up 6, 2, 1, 9. So this is about a humanitarian or humanitarian connected. This is about parallel worlds, or perhaps, yeah, the coexistence of 2 worlds all at once. Shadow partnership, and that one just there. All right, let's keep it going. My goodness, these dice are like flying out of my hand. All right. So we have, hopefully you all can see. Let's see. Well, guess I'm covering something up. Let me look at it again. Actually, I'm going to throw that again. Look at it change. That's interesting. Because it was supposed to. All right. This is about destiny between two worlds, almost really between two partnerships. There's many, well, not many. It is strategic wheels that are moving. And then there is, golly, what do I see there? Once again, we have the, I don't want to say lonely, but it could feel like a lone wolf, if you will. That gives it some name. There's something about completion that's coming. Actually, in many sides, many worlds. And when we add this up, I get 15. Which is about one person standing next to great change that is happening. And then 1 + 5 is destiny. It is also about these cycles, these spirals that in many ways represent these ideas that, or maybe what we're wrestling with deeply within the mind. The rise of the higher mind, as I always sort of think of within that 6th vibration. Something is truly vibrationally just moving. It's astounding. All right. So we're going to continue. I'm going to continue to throw some more. Oh my gosh. Let's keep it moving. All right. Move that back. Okay. So we have the one person, well, obviously that energy of one up top. So then when we think about the vibration to add more to the conversation beyond, oh, there's one. If we're really sort of thinking about red, that is about action, that is about moving through the fires of change, it's the rise of a phoenix. Multiple, well, could be multi-groups, new doorways. When we pull back and look, then we can sort of see wheels here, wheels on the ground there. And then maybe for a moment, if we want to even imagine that as a helicopter because of wheels, or even the propeller, if we wanted to do that, to think about 5 being in motion, and also thinking about, and the reason why I'm saying this up top is because higher, air, all of that, but nonetheless, it is giving me that thinking about as above, so below. All right. All right. Look at that parallel. Partnership. The ghosts that linger. And then these groups. Group. Substantial space. Not as far as that. But at the same time, as I think about these parallels that are kind of right there, this is pointing to, for both, there is a new, it's almost like, it is illumination. So it is going to be big lights that are cutting on. It's almost like if we replaced all the lights and they were double brighter within both places. We almost had 2 houses, if you will. But nonetheless, I'm noting the parallels. Okay? Throw those 2. Boom. Look at that one knocking up against the groups. Hey, y'all. All right, 6. And then we got 10 again. So this is about completion. This is about leveling up. Maybe for some, it is pointing to this graduation, really, or perhaps new activations as we are aligning even more with the universe. Again, completion, power, plus, change. Shadow connections, well, you know, they don't, it's not necessarily low vibrational when I'm saying shadow, but nonetheless, it just has a different light, if you will. Whereas up top, this could represent like stages, oh, I'm sorry, lights on a stage. And this could represent a family. Illumination. 12. So then 12 can be read depending on how you do it. Some and everybody loves to get to the single number so we all can just focus on that. 12 can also be this moment to think about, again, one and the connection and the expansion that makes 2, and or with 1 plus 2 that being 3, it points to the apex, creativity, and also a family. That's what just keeps coming to mind. It's so interesting looking at these like buildings and stuff when you're looking at it kind of from afar. All right, I want to add more to this. Okay. Hope y'all are doing good and the energy's treating y'all right. Whole lot of changes going on in every direction, and when is it not? I happen to write the letter S because here we are on a Saturday and we're moving into Sunday, and this S letter, yes, I know. I could have written both of them out, but why not be practical and keep it easy? That said, it's interesting, probably because I live in a world, not probably, yes, because I live in a world of 5, which I see 5 in the S, although I know it's not its numerical value, but at the same time, I see that when I'm looking at and being reminded that yours truly born, or the 555 being numbers that are very important in my life, then this vibration is saying something from the past that is curving around and having a whole new just almost like new place within the future. It also represents the rise of knowledge. This giving of knowledge to the future could be fun, but nonetheless, I don't know why I'm hearing precise, but I'll say vibrational. There's so many different words that are falling in. So that's where we're going. And I think a lot of us have already been there within Saturday, moving. And then Sunday, the same thing is going to be coming. All right. So I'm going to kind of move that. I don't need it there. All right. Gonna go with some white dice. All right. Yeah. We can fit them all in my hand. Well, they're falling everywhere. Okay. Woo-wee. Let's just see. I'm going to throw that. And then we'll go to the next. So we can... See, this time somebody could probably even say, oh, can she do it without colors? I mean, they all vibrationally provide a whole different decoding when we're looking at whether black, white, red, orange, green. They all vibrationally tell a story. Okay. So what's standing out already is the ones. Sort of these, one being what it is. Still pointing to the completion here. Partnership. Somehow that's tied with creativity and individuality in a whole other way. I like the colors better. They somehow pop in a different way. But nonetheless, I'm looking at wheels. Wheels and wheels and wheels and the wheels on the ground. Things are moving all around. So destiny is upon all of us in all these ways we couldn't imagine. Right here, I'll say the ending is here. Now it is a whole new rise of vibrational power in unique ways. This is about transformation and crossroads, which is interesting. This is almost flowing like a little river in between the one and then the groups of many here. So again, this is pointing to just this bridging of alignment, bridging of worlds, but somehow this is flowing and I can see it as a river in between worlds where perhaps one was isolated, the groups were here. And just again, what's really interesting is these connections that were unseen, and my brain is moving so fast. The connections that are there, but just unseen, if you will, or less central, perhaps, obviously, not up top. This, funny enough, when I looked at it, it immediately screamed action. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Again, that's all about 3, 2, 1. Action, let's get it. It's also about stepping into that destiny. All right. Yeah, we'll see how these black ones are looking. Maybe my eyes are adjusting in different ways. Whoop! Somehow that one kind of flew out. There's the groups, there's that partnership, and there's the one and only. Whoop, 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 whoop. That would be me, the one and only, the Cosmic Doc. All right, so I was just about to start reading them as they were without even throwing them, because they were telling a story that wasn't relevant. But I started to see it. Okay. Ooh, wait. Hopefully you can see that this landed up top. And once again, wow, what is standing out is like, normally I would say with 5 and the wheels, somehow it is really standing out with the 5s even more as like popped eyes, surprised in a lot of ways. Here, off to the side over here. It's interesting how that's standing out. And then over here, back in the shadows, over here by itself. All right. The other parallel that I see are these other groups. Here, and here. So I still have to sort of think about that. What deeper meaning do I see? But nonetheless, when I'm looking at... Someone is about to step into a whole new awakening that then will give... it'll give rise to a whole new place of power and understanding your infinite. Where and how do you want to see yourself in connection, in flow, and yeah. So this time, the 5s also are taking on like a happy face. Normally, they would have a toxic look, as I've mentioned about in last time. But right now, we'll focus on... I see what may be, if I were to just sort of read into it a little bit more, then this could be like a higher figure or some parent or someone who is in that leadership role, that they're standing out up top in connection to these groups. These eyes that are looking, the wheels all around. Some groups, let's see. This one coming from out of nowhere And then also looking at the one leading the pack that is providing, I would say, almost like a laser vision towards the future in whatever way. So, but this is also about a clearing. Yeah, there's a clearing in the pathway where if some things stood separate, off to the side, virtually forgotten about, hidden, yet still there, then as we move forward, then we're getting to the building or these building blocks that are leveling up in these hallways of connections. The inner networks, it's definitely given that power networks feel. And then in all of that, what is interesting, because I love patterns, they stand out often they stand out for me. 1 and 1. So here, a part of the tribe a little bit more. Maybe there's still like little space there, a little space there. This unit could sort of comprise as together. And then you see the one kind of joining. But then you have what maybe normally, well, let's just say there's some variations within one household here, but then there's that. So nonetheless, seeing two worlds that may exist far, far, far apart, then now there's a whole coming of a whole new dawn, if you will, and the many eyes, many worlds, many interconnections. As change and foundation and its deeper meaning are happening, transforming, and again, seeing this as towers, but also lights. Like, it feels like lights on a stage. Like, poof, they're on now. So, all right, we'll end there, but I'm going to, you know what? I don't know why, but we'll roll with it. I'm feeling called to my lovely rune cards again. They're relatively new, but nonetheless, hey, changes everywhere. Changes here. We're looking for changes to see what's happening in the future. All right, universe, tell us what we need to know as we're rounding it out and moving forward on the pathway. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Well, right here, this would be like the main lion. And this is Ingwaz. So this is about the coming together. I love that symbol. I think it's pretty cool. It is a bridge of alignment between two worlds. As above, so below, and moving in multiple directions. It is about, wow. It feels very family. But nonetheless, it is about this deeper wisdom that is going to come from the center point, unexpected, this whole new place of surrender where new adventures can come. And then also this lightning rod with being able to see between worlds in a whole other way, still connected as above, so below, but seeing through to the truth in both directions. All right. So there's that. Naha, Laguz, yay. All right. So this is pointing to a new love, something that can really liven our lives, really elevate, be this new bridge that can in many ways I feel like I want to say like carry the future in a different way, that it's much more supported with finding the balance in between these worlds, being smart about the movement, having emotional intelligence, and standing on truth. Yeah. I realized I could spend all day looking at the images and in many ways, oh, yeah, all right, look at that. We got the raven. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, is that powerful? Oh, sorry, I was getting lost in the picture. So, all right, this is pointing to directly about, almost in many ways, leveling up. Sort of, if you were on this rung, then there's the moving up. But it is also pointing to that this is that divine moment. This is that like orchestrated by the divine. In order for you to see the wheels of change, the points of connection that normally would be separate yet parallel, but now it becomes a bridge of, it's like these wings that are coming back together. This is also pointing to sort of that lifting as we climb, a whole new rise of new information that is going to be coming through, that for some, again, it's pointing to having emotional balance, but for some it could be quite overwhelming, quite emotional. All right. Again, I know I could keep going. All right, Sowilo. I like Sowilo because it is that lightning rod that is pointed to the universe, that is all about say it, man, say it, know it, be it. You can manifest it in whatever way that you want. It'll be swift. It'll be exacting. It'll provide new spectacles of understanding, alignment. For some, it could point to the finding of a new type of peace that hasn't been there, yet it will be something unexpected. It's almost like the rise of this new swan, this whole new, yeah. Ooh. But the eye of the divine is on it on both and all sides. Very powerful. Oof. It's about giving birth to new ideas that can bring a whole new shine to and through and for the world. As well as pointing to the mind. The mind is going to be blown as there's just like this whole new alignment, like, whoa, all right, I understood things one way, and then there is the leveling up. And we all know, as I remind my students now, we know where, yeah, it's not small, no small fry. And really, in many ways, I was decoding pink. Ha, how fun. And that's fun to decode things. All right. Jibbo, all about wisdom, the sharing of information. It is going to be electrifying. Sorry, y'all. I'm just looking at it all on my own. It's emotional on all sides. It almost looks like there's, jumping for joy. That which has been held secret now can come unveiled. Yeah, this wisdom or knowledge that has been kept close. As the multi-prongs, these multi-facets begin to show themselves. And with the moon there, it's pointing to these emotions that it could be, we all need the balance of emotion, but it's also pointing to this massive intuition that is just sparkling all around. I know I like when my intuition is all though. Okay. Othala is upside down. All right. Let's see what I see. Ooh. This is pointing to a rise of very sacred knowledge. Immensely sacred. Sacred and secret. These new chords of connections that reveal themselves. Kind of like this hidden world, like a hidden crystal world, if you will. Very rooted. Whatever this is rooted. It's very interconnected. Well, it's certainly about some new truth, that's for sure. Or that's what this is pointing to. That again, the symbol, whether, well, yeah. Overall, Othala is pointing to the divine, the eye of the divine at the center as new conversations are happening, as like a new mirror will unveil new truths that come from a very, very curled, it's coming so unexpected from the past. I still keep having this feeling about the parallels but love right there at the center. Yeah. Oh, wherever there's a T, we're thinking about what we hear as we stand tall in our truth, owning our truth as we are hearing new versions of the truth. Sorry. So again, Laguz, Inguaz, Ansu, Sowilo, Jabo, Othala. I think we're going to end there because, again, I can get fully lost in all of this. I'm trying to see if Spirit wants me to do anything else because I'm getting a little bit tired. So I think I'm going to end here so I can go and try to rest my vibrations because, just a whole lot. So, all right. Okay, I am the one and only, the Cosmic Doc, and we're going to continue to talk vibrations in all these exciting ways as Spirit leads. So, all right, I will continue to level you all the way up. All right, bye-bye.